right. You ready to go?
Let's do this.
All right.
Don't look as homeless. So.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Is this thing fisheye over to me as well?
Yeah, dude.
No way.
Yeah, man.
Is this going to create a problem? Should
Just
I put
barely.
this shirt?
No, you're
All
fine.
right.
No, we've had equally as offensive things on the show.
You're already in track mode, and it's level 5. So
right.
basically, what it is you went to track mode. You would press traction control twice. Both the orange lights turn on. And it gives you sub performance traction modes. So then you can start. You start from wet 1, the active handling on, and you go all the way up to level 5, which, as far as I can tell, with using different telemetry systems, it gives you about 14 degrees of slip. Like I can actually drift coming out of apexes.
Right, that's what you're saying.
You can actually crash the car, but you can't go crazy. So you can really push against the limits, but you got to be stupid to crash the car.
Sure, yeah. So it'll give you the impression that it's completely out of control, but like it still has you in control.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
And then this car is equipped with an awesome option, which is the performance data recorder up here.
Oh, right. Isn't that same thing where there was a viral video of a valet driver who took a Z06 and went like 50 miles an hour in a parking garage?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
It's the same thing.
You guys also, first of all, welcome. James, thanks for coming out, bro.
Absolutely, man.
And
good to see you again back in California.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, so you guys, this car is actually equipped with hand controls, which is super cool. But it's also super strange because there is a bar here to my left, straight.
Yep.
And like a rod on the gas pedal as well. So.
This automatic, when you leave it alone, as you remember from last year, driving our track car, you don't really need to shift. The trans is going to read your mind and put the gear that it needs in place, coming deep into the braking zone.
Yeah.
So, but if it's a manual car, I've driven the manual version of this, it's nice to see the dots line up like a Formula 1 car left.
Right.
And know that.
Did we just set off an alarm?
Yes, we did. I was hoping that somebody wasn't like barreling through the intersection.
I know, that's what yeah, all right. Much better.
You've got some space to jump on
it. Oh yeah.
Solid 100.
Yeah, and immediately it knows that, okay, we want to go fast, and look at those downshifts.
They're
4,000 to 5,000 RPM right in there, so if I want to hit it again.
So you can tell this car is not as pipey as the car you drove last year.
No, it's not, no.
It's not as like, oh, you want to go right now?
Right.
Okay, I'll go right now.
Yes.
It's not as hyper attentive.
Yeah.
But that's the way that I tuned that car to be hyper attentive.
Yeah.
Like I'd slam it right here and you'll be able to get a good launch.
Holy shit. Wow. That was a lot quicker than I expected, to be honest.
It seems docile, but then when you really want to push it, she'll go.
That seriously just dug.
Yep.
That was just no drama, nothing.
Just go.
Wow.
In the first to second shift, what did you think of that?
That was crisp. That felt like the CTS-V, how that felt. We've got a Series 3, I guess you would call it.
Yeah.
CTS-V behind us, which is great. We drove that last weekend.
What did you think of that compared to your time in like our track car? Now you're driving more of a street built car.
Right.
What do you think of the CTS-V? And you drove the wagon, which you're going to do a review on that. So
yes.
What's been your take between the cars, the personalities, the feelings?
The CTS-V is, I feel like the entire time, like the new one, is trying to mask the fact that it's an absolute animal. Oh, right lane?
Right lane.
Okay, dope. I think it's trying to mask the fact that it's an absolute animal, but the second you give it more than like a quarter throttle, it's ridiculous, right? But you don't have the really harsh shifts that you had in the your track car, the ATS-V one, where it's very like, okay, boom, shift gear, right? And super intense kind of all the time, you know?
If I like a car, I put a lot of miles on it and I don't notice it.
Right.
I got it with 2,300 and I'm already at 9,900.
Jeez,
so
dude.
Like, in like a month and a half.
Oh yeah.
So I really like it, but I prefer this car.
Okay, yeah.
It's nimble, it's small. I mean, you're gonna see that this car other than how loud the exhaust is, which we're going to change that. This exhaust is not our product. This was one of our very, very first builds. It has our downpipes, our intakes, our tune, our trans tune.
Yeah.
Every single carbon piece we made, including the steering wheel and the rear deck lid.
Steering wheel, by the way, beautiful.
Do you like it?
Love it. Absolutely love it.
I'll build you one for your MR2.
Oh, dude, I would love that. Oh, that'd be so sick. And the wheels too. So tell me a little bit about the wheels, because the moment you see carbon fiber anything on wheels, it's such a new thing, to be honest. Like, even in the aftermarket, not many brands are actually making real carbon fiber wheels.
No, you're totally right. This wheel is very custom. It's made by Avant-Garde. This is a custom 3-piece wheel. It has a billet center, and then the front of the barrel has been put inside of a bag, and the carbon has been wrapped around it. So it actually has all of the strength and the resilience for our wonderful LA roads, as you know, have potholes the size of a small country.
Right.
I mean, you have the carbon fiber on there, but you have the resilience and the strength of the steel barrel.
Yes.
And you'll want that. I called the owner of this car today, and I was like, hey, can I borrow your car? And
Right.
he's like, drop a hat, go to my house and go pick it up.
That's so cool. That's super cool.
A lot of my clients, as you know, anybody that's watching, I go pick up their cars from their houses. I service their cars. I'll bring it to the office, take it back to their house. I have a real close relationship with all of our local customers.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that they're taken care of like a family member.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
If this car didn't have a Cadillac symbol on it,
Mm-hmm.
and it had Infiniti or a Honda or a Nissan symbol,
Right.
or a Bavarian symbol on it,
Yeah.
people would respect the form and the function of this car and the performance, I think, much more.
A lot more, yeah.
They just think about it, Cadillac? No. Like, which in a lot of senses, it's what makes this car a great bargain, because they're depreciating about 50% the first year.
Yeah, right.
So you can buy
Right.
one 50% cheaper within the first year, dump less than $9,000 of parts in it, and you've got a 600 horsepower car.
Yeah.
And you're smoking GTRs.
Yes.
And the
Yeah.
car's light. It's well, light is relative to today's standards with airbags.
It is.
But it's light compared to a GTR.
Yeah, it's like compared to a GTR, compared to the CTS-V, compared to a lot of other, like a new 911, let's say.
The
you
new
know?
911's heavy.
Yeah, they're big cars, right?
Their big cars are not the 993 that we grew up with, where the
Yeah.
fishbowl, where you could get 3 guys and pick up one side of the car.
Right, right.
I'm really interested to see what you think of the short gearbox car that we have.
Oh, no way, okay.
Yeah, so like the car that you drove last year was our track car. This is going to be your first experience with like a true street build car.
Yeah.
That's daily driven. And then we have our sedan, which is a customer car. It's over 600 pound-feet of torque. It's over 600 horsepower, and it makes all of its power at 2,900 and holds it all to red line.
Yeah.
It's water methanol injected. It's vent to atmosphere, so the blow-off valves are super loud.
Yeah.
And it's got the 8-speed, but we've done a really aggressive transmission tune, and it has a 373 rear diff out of the manual.
That's cool.
So
That's
it's
cool.
shortened first through fourth, basically, like a little over 30%.
Right,
So
right.
it just bang, 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 bang the first 4 gears, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm doing 85.
Oh yeah, that's got to be
It's-
a massive difference in feel.
It's
from
insane.
the stock, yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm sure you saw on Arena's YouTube, we smoked a LP 720 SV I always want to call them Murcielagos, Aventadors.
Right.
Aventador to about 140 plus, and that guy was none too happy.
No, I wouldn't be either if I spent $500,000 on a car and
Yeah.
get smoked.
Get smoked by a Cadillac.
Yeah.
It's like grandma passing you in a wheelchair.
Yeah. A lot of people still have this idea that, you know, Cadillac and GM are kind of, you know, the old man's car. Like Cadillac is all like comfortable and stuff. And to be fair, they don't really have these cars as much over in Europe. Like I don't even think the ATS-V is sold over there.
They don't in the UK.
Right.
The car is very well received in Germany, Denmark, Sweden.
Yeah.
They have very similar DOT to us in their left-hand drive.
Yeah.
Russia, big hit. Middle
Oh,
East,
really?
big hit. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know, if you're in Russia, you need to put like 6-7 AKs in the back with an RPG and get all
Right.
the boys in the car. So go
Yeah.
do some work. That's a joke.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah, they might not get that.
This car is one of the only cars when I go to track events in the summertime.
Mhm.
Like GTRs at our big track Fontana, 7 laps the car's done needs to cool down for 45 to 50 minutes.
Right.
And that's one with cooling systems and everything aftermarket on it.
Yeah.
This car, whether tuned and aftermarket or not, we've run this thing dry on on fuel over and over and over again, and transitioned over 6 drivers throughout the whole day to keep it at the track. No brake fade, never pops a check engine light, doesn't overheat.
Yeah.
So why doesn't Cadillac embrace that? Why doesn't Cadillac say, hey, we're going to lower the price of the car, we're going to do crazy good financing to get our age group into the car, and say, don't buy an M4 and M3, don't buy an AMG, don't buy a Mustang, come buy this new twin turbo 6 because it's tuner friendly, it's track friendly, and it's cheaper, more capable, and come become part of the V Series family. Yeah. But they don't do anything with it.
Right. So it does seem like a big missed opportunity.
Huge.
Massive.
No one knows what this car is.
No.
There's like, I think if you search it on Auto Trader, there's like over 600 results for cars for sale, almost brand new from the dealers on Auto Trader in the nation. And in Canada, I want to say there's over 200 that I've searched. Yeah. So there's a huge missed opportunity there. It's too bad we don't have an opening here to, you're probably going to be able to snake out in front of this Beamer. Yeah. This is such a good stretch. This is also one of the highest fatality areas in Orange County because of speed.
Good to know.
Because hypercars, they'll line up here. Yeah. And it's almost a quarter mile.
Of course.
To the halfway point.
Right.
And they just, I mean, how fast can a hypercar go? In a quarter mile.
Yeah, very fast.
And you know how far the light is. By that light, if they get the green, they're 170.
170, 175.
The week that the 918 came out, I was coming so northbound the opposite way, and I was at the light right here, and I was in for whatever reason I didn't take a V. I grabbed my diesel truck, which is still a fast vehicle. It's over 1,000 pounds-feet of torque. Yeah. And I pull up behind two 918 Visacs, a charcoal gray one and a silver one, and the two dudes looked at each other and were talking back and forth, and they both launch controlled it. It's a part of it's on my Instagram, way down there. Yeah. And I saw them launch it, dude. They went all the way back up, and they just did not lift. Both of them did not lift. They probably were going 170 plus.
Oh my god.
You need to move here. This is the type of stories you'd have.
I know. I'm even thinking right now, I'm like, I'm not gonna want to leave in a few weeks. Here we see James demonstrating how to do proper automotive modeling.
Did you like it? Is this supposed to white Zoolander? The high tops? The low tops?
Oh, that's great.
Want me to pooch out a little bit?
So, where?
No shame, people.
No, absolutely not. Own it.
Lost whatever was called shame a long time ago.
I lost it in Vietnam, baby.
I'm crashing down and rising up, but always seem to fall behind. And all the lights and all the tunnels faded out.